Hello, hello, GM everyone. Good to finally have our another town hall. It's been a while since I think we've given a lot of you guys the bigger picture on what we are building. So I hope you guys are holding up well in this bear market. Stay close to your stables. And yeah, okay. So I think the agenda for today there's gonna be two key things, right? I think the first thing is just to go through key updates of what has been happening in PathDAO as a whole, and also then to open up the floor to any questions. Feel free to ask anything, right? And then we're here to answer as always, right? So I think um, maybe just to start off, just to give a recap, right, on the big picture of what we are building, what the fuck are we actually building here at PathDAO, right? So I think I did a quick sketch on the way home. Let me see if I can share my screen, right, just to help you guys visualize a bit because there's gonna be a lot of things that we're gonna cover. Okay, let's keep a quick view here.
While Jensen is pulling up his stuff, code number 1 for Game Street is Path. PATH, Path. As simple as that.
Exactly. Path is your first code. It's your first secret code. Okay, right. So big picture, what the fuck are we building? Right. So effectively, what we are building here at Path is a gamer nation, right? Not just a guild, a nation. And you might ask like why, right? What's the difference, right? A nation provides you not just with a fun community, but also with a shared identity, a singular vision for prosperity, and a common cause that you can live life gaming, right? Gaming can give you a career. Gaming can be a way for you to make new friends without boundaries. Gaming can get you entertained, right? Make you happy. So effectively, that's what we are doing here, building a gamer nation with each and every one of you. And for a strong nation to be built, right, there's actually three key um, recipes. The first is you need a strong currency. The second is you need prosperous and highly engaged citizens. And the third is you need a highly supportive infrastructure. Okay. Think about how your nation is today, right? And how a good nation looks like. And it's effectively what we're trying to build for gamers. Now, what we'll go through today, right, is we go through each of these pillars of what we are doing and show you how it ties back to this vision. And also alongside which we'll give you updates and progress of how these things are happening. Okay, so one by one we go through and hope you guys can stay along. Feel free to interrupt, right? Drop your questions. I'm also monitoring the YouTube channel, so I can answer it on the spot as we go along. Right. So strong currency. Our currency today in PathDAO, it's dollar Path, right? I think many of you guys know it. You have, I think probably all of us here are holding it as well. So how do we build, a strong currency, right? There are two key ways, and effectively what we want to do is how can we build out the treasury or the token back value of Path. So today our treasury stands at around 70 million. So that's basically the intrinsic value of what a Path token is, right? And the idea is how can we grow it. So the way we're growing it today, it's one through Path Capital. Path Capital effectively is our VC and asset management arm. So today, I think you guys are fully aware of, that we do investment in games. So I'm just sharing my screen a bit, right? You guys can see this on our app.path.io, right? Effectively, we have invested in over 70 plus different games. And each of these games hopefully can generate outsized returns for the fund. Some of it might be on a long-term horizon window through venture capital investment. Some of it can be a shorter-term horizon window, right? But effectively, this is what we are doing from the capital deployment perspective. Now, we've already invested about $6.5 million out there, But I think one thing that has changed, and I think it's important for the DAO members to also be aware, is that we are sharpening our VC investment thesis. And what we are looking for, previously, we were going into projects, like any kind of GameFi projects, right? They are promising, have a good team, have a good previous track record of success from the developers, and have a very attractive genre that are building on. But we are now sharpening the thesis to focus our investments into more mobile first and more categorically defining genres. So to give you guys a sense of what like categorically defining genres are, if you think about it, back in the first earlier days of Web3 gaming, right, you have your likes of XZ, and these were gaming games, right, like video games. And then in November, December, January, a move to earn protocol came out, and several move to earn protocols came out, right? A big example was StepN. So StepN, that in itself was a categorically defining genre for us to invest in, right? And I think from our studies of the market, for the fund to really get outsized returns, we have to be really betting on really leading edge, really new things. And then the question comes, right? Like, so then what do we do with all these other games, right? They're actually quite promising, right? Good developers building up in the Web3 gaming space, but not as leading edge as some of these new ventures that we're looking for, right? For that is where we'll move on to our second pillar, which is the publishing model. Okay, so this publishing model, it's a new vertical that we are testing out. So I'm putting a star there, right? It's something that is still new and something that we're still testing out. But a bit of context, in terms of this publisher model, right? Just highlight so that you guys are following well. Is that along our previous couple of months of investing in the space, talking to a lot of people, discussing with a lot of other giga chats in the space, right? We've realized that we've built a ton of expertise, especially in Web3 economic models. And actively, we've been being seeked out by a lot of gaming developers out there to give advice on how they can design better gaming ecosystems and environments, right, to make it more sustainable. So I think the more we talk to ecosystem players out there, we've realized that actually publishing games is actually a really good cash flow business if done well. And we are seeing a lot of strong Web2 developers struggling with all the Web3 stuff, like smart contracting, economics, and stuff like that, right? And even user acquisition. So we've realized that actually, what if can we actually build a Web3 publisher model that aims to be the largest Web3 publisher in the Southeast Asia region? So that is the goal of this publisher arm that we are building up today. So this part here, still very early. We started this thinking about a month ago. We are engaging with several like key movers in the space who help us build this out. I think one of the ask here to you folks is that if you guys know any strong game devs that are bringing their game to market very soon, they're looking to get into Web3, feel free to contact us, right? And then we would try our best to value add to them from the Web3 perspective and also from a user acquisition perspective. So that's the new pillar, right? Both Path Capital and Path Publisher effectively is meant to push and build out a strong treasury and hence a strong currency of Path for the nation to utilize. Okay. Now, what's next? What's next then is effectively how do we build out, a prosperous and engaged citizen base, and effectively that's you folks, right, on this call today, or listening in today, right? So this part here, I think many of you guys are familiar with the guild side of things. I think probably a majority of you guys are actively participating here, right? And the key purpose of this guild side, besides the scholarship model, right, is to really understand how can we bring financial prosperity to gamers, right? So today, I think a lot of you guys are participating in this whole play to earn ecosystem, right, that we've established by renting assets. But going forward, we are also thinking of how can we start bringing in sustainable jobs to the ecosystem. This could cover stuff from content creation, helping games do marketing, helping spread the word for games, right? Getting outreach, community management, beta testing games, and whatnot, right? So the idea is that there are a lot of actual careers that could be built out in the gaming environment beside gaming, and the question is how can we bring that to you guys. Okay, so this part here is being explored by your guild leads. So I think you guys are familiar with Justin and his team, right? Gaius and his team. So I think that's what we're trying to bring in to you guys as well. And another key element around guild is that we are becoming more and more competitive. You guys are winning, so keep that up. So I think I'm not sure is Ume is here, but recently in the Exit Origin, we managed to touch rank 1 in Axie Infinity, literally. And I mean, I think we got dethroned today. One of the YouTubers managed to win a spot, and that's good, right? We've achieved like rank 2, rank 4, rank 10 for Kamavers. We are in the top 10 for Cantina Royale. We control entire continent in League of Kingdoms, continent 16, right? And in Castle Crush, a new game that we are launching, we took Apex clan under our wing, right? So these guys are the top 3 clans in Apex, and these guys are also wheel spenders in the game, right? So I think this is just a testament to how amazing you guys have been by being like highly competitive gamers, and flying the proud flag of PathDAO out there, right? So keep that up, and kudos to you guys. So we are committed to building out the competitive scene, right? And we are also not doing it just in the Web3 space. We are also pushing out into the Web2 environment. And by Web2, effectively what we are building out today as well, and something new, it's a esports team. Okay, we've called it Team Path. And the goal behind building out Team Path is to really get the attention of Web2 gamers out there. Because a lot of gamers right now today, I don't know, 99.9% of gamers are still in the Web2 space, right? And they haven't discovered Web3 yet. And our idea is like, how can we, as an organization, really first, get a representation, right, in this Web2 environment, really like win tournaments out there, build really creative content around our key gamers, creating gamer superstars, and over time start building out a massive fan base and eyeballs in the Web2 ecosystem. And then that's how we can slowly and surely bring more eyeballs and people into the Path Nation. Right? So that is effectively what we are doing with Team Path, the esports team that we are creating today. This one, you will see it go live mid-September. So that will be the official launch date of this esports team. So feel free to stay tuned and on our social media for this announcement. Okay, so that's on how we can build this community of gamers that are both prosperous and also having a great deal of fun, hopefully as you guys are today. The third thing that we need is a highly supportive infrastructure to help our nation scale and to really provide a lot of value-added services to our gamers. Now, there are 3 things here. I'll go through one by one, right? So the first bit is to really help financing become more accessible to gamers or to you guys today. I think the beauty about the space is that we're getting more and more data. We're getting more insights about users using Web3, the Web3 technology stack, right? And the idea is that how can we translate that and whatever opportunities in the Web3 gaming space into a finance play. So here, right, effectively, I think several of you guys might already be using this, but I can just bring it to your attention, right? So there's actually 2 things we do with Path Finance today. So Path Finance today, if you are a gamer in Path, you have the opportunity to just apply for a microloan, right? It can range from $30 all the way up to $200, right? Depending on depending on your gaming performance, how high your level is, how engaged you are within the community, and how have you been contributing, right? So effectively, this is what we are doing today already. And a bit of numbers here. We've given out about 5 digits worth of loans already to you guys over the past 4 months, 5 months, and I think hopefully many of you guys are benefiting from this application. And I think you can see some of your friends today here. They're given some of the testimonials. We've actually took the liberty to write them out here, right? To see the impact that actually this finance infrastructure can actually create, in your lives as gamers. So that's what Path Finance is doing. We are also introducing a buy now pay later solution. Okay, and the idea is that if I go to games out there, right? If I go to Vulcan or Castle Crush or Digipulse, the question is like, if I want to just buy the asset initially first, and get some for and pay back like after 2 months, kind of thing. That's a solution that we are bringing in. So it's to help reduce the barrier of entry for gamers in a Web3 space who wants to own the NFT assets in your games. So this is what we've just introduced. We literally just launched it this week. Right now, we are in the midst of talking to our gaming partners to start introducing this concept at the point of sales. So meaning like maybe in a game A, you have a button and you can click, right. So instead of in OpenSea, if instead of clicking buy now, you can click pay later, right, and it comes to this Path Finance portal. So that's what we're building up in the Path Finance space. Okay. We are also creating some very cool banking concepts like a 5-score model. Like effectively, Web3 has a lot of data around you. Web2 has a lot of data, but it's also separate, right? And a lot of times, credit score is important, both in your Web2 world, to actually get a house loan or car loan, and also in a Web3 world to get loans from like providers like us, right? So 5-score is effectively a way of how we can combine both of the information, so that if you are, say, paying your loans on time, right? You are purchasing, trading, doing very well with your Web3 purchases and NFTs. The idea is that we want to let the information affect your score in your Web2 world as well. So if you're paying back your Web3 loans on time, effectively you should also get a better score in Web2. So meaning that you should also get a better rate for your house loan. You should get an easier way to get a loan for a motorcycle and whatnot, right? So that is a new concept that we're implementing within Path Finance as well. So there's a bit of key updates from the finance pillar. Okay. The next pillar is on Path Play. This pillar here. Okay. Now, Path Play is a very new word, right? It's a very new word. But I think a lot of you guys are familiar with an existing platform that we have been incubating called Game Street. I think you guys are familiar with this, right? Likely, if you guys are, you guys need this. You guys need to know this for you guys to put in your AMA codes, right? So effectively, Game Street was first initially built as a platform to be the intersection between GameFi, gaming, Web3 gaming, and social finance, right? And the idea here was to build a system where people can actually communicate, talk to each other, experience a form of a questing or bounty system, to participate within our Path economy. So what we are going to do next for Game Street is actually to upgrade it to Path Play. So you retain all the features of Game Street exactly as you are already experiencing today. But the additional thing that we are going to do is to use this platform to bring utility to the Path token, to the Path tokens effectively. So we are going to bring in some upgrades to the questing system. We are going to bring in some upgrades to how you guys are incentivized to, do more things within the Path ecosystem. Like, we mentioned earlier, it could be helping some of our game partners create content. It could be exploring new games together as a team. So those are additional quest systems that we'll bring in, and we'll gamify the elements within the current platform a lot. So that is what will be happening to this gaming platform that we are building up. Okay. So there's a bit of update on Game Street slash Pathplay that is happening today. And effectively, Pathplay is going to be that key go-to platform for every Path user, right? So every nation activity that we will do together, that will be the main platform that we'll do it at. Yeah, so that's a positioning of what Pathplay is going to be. And I think last but not least, we always have an information and education channel. So today we run education across our YouTube channel, especially this YouTube channel, right? And across our Twitter and a few other channels like Medium and whatnot. But I think the key idea here is how can we really provide insights about what's happening in the gaming space today and our take on how things are evolving, right? And also give you guys like exclusive access to gaming, to games effectively, game content, right? Through our we just launched this new series called Games Make It. I think many of you guys have been following as well. And effectively, it's about us talking to founders in the space who are building up games, and to give you guys really like what's the cool stuff, right? That's happening behind the scenes that a normal person would not know, right? So that's effectively the vision of bringing these insights of education to you guys. We are starting out our shorts program. So we're going to do more short form content. So not just these 20, 30, 1 hour long videos, because they might be quite heavy. We're thinking to start bringing in like short content for you guys to enjoy, right? So that's something you guys should be keeping an eye out for. The second thing that we are doing, which is also still in a testing phase, is to start sharing with you guys data and insights that our capital team have. So a lot of times, right, our capital team, this team of 6 people, right, they are studying smart contracts, they are studying opportunities out in the space, right? And that's how we as a DAO created a lot of alpha and to grow our treasury. But we're thinking like, why not let's share this information with you guys, right? So the idea is that's what we are planning to do. It's still in a very nascent stage, still forming up, but it's something for you guys to be excited about, right? Getting exclusive access to institutional level information to inform some of your, investment or investing journey in the space. Yep. So yeah, so I think that's effectively just the key updates of what we are building behind the scene or even in front of the scene. But I think before this, everything's a bit scattered, right? Like you'll see a piece of information in an announcement here and there. But hopefully, this sketch can give you guys a clearer view of what we are trying to do. And it hopefully will also spark you guys to really think about how you as an individual, you as a citizen of Path Nation, right? How can you also contribute, right? Because building this nation is no easy feat. I mean, the core contributor team is about 30 people. It's actually quite small, right? And I think one thing that we can really appreciate from all of you is to really see like, what can you really bring to the table and help us build this together, right? How can we build this nation faster and stronger, right? It could be in a form of you pushing hard competitively in the games that you participate, right? We will support you with the right assets. It could be bringing partners to our Path Finance, buy now, pay later solution, right? We will reward you guys. It could be building a new vertical, right? It could be a new sub DAO or a new I don't know sub project, right? To push on these key objectives that we are missing today. We will fund and we will integrate that projects, right, into the bigger vision of this Path Nation that we are building. So yeah, so ask yourself, right? Like, what can you do, right, as a member of this, very early, very beginning nation? How can we together build this into something strong and something impactful for gamers worldwide, right? So yeah, that's effectively the key updates from my side today. Happy to take any questions, any clarification, or anything, right? Like, feel free to just type it up. I'm not sure if Vicky, we found anyone ask anything yet.
Sorry, I was having fun. Let me see if I have any questions. So actually, someone was asking, when can we have Game Street on mobile app? To be honest, it's a really good idea. It depends. I mean, we have to ask our product manager, how the capacity is like. But honestly, if all of you are like active, get your friends into Path Nation. If we get to like, let's say, 10,000 signups, let's do mobile app, man. Let's do it. So it's dependent on your effort, I guess. Okay, next question. Honestly, not many questions. Everyone seems to be quite happy.
Okay, we keep the chat open for a few more minutes. Yes. I think you brought a good point, right? Buying XP using Path tokens. Honestly, that's something that we've discussed today in one of our brainstorming sessions. Yeah, it's gonna come to you soon. But I think it's beyond just buying the XP, right? There's gonna be more cool things you can do with the XP and also cool things you can do with the tokens on the Path Play platform.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of the conversation looks like you guys are just
When are
having.
we gonna have our own NFT games? This is a funny thing because games have different definition, right? I mean, traditionally your games are like MMORPGs, shooting games or football game, right? But what if we do a social game? What it means then is every day you do stuff on a social platform, it's like a quest, right? So you're doing some quest on the social front, and as you complete these quests, it allows you to level up. And obviously, with higher levels, you unlock certain sort of access, or with that comes prestige, right? I mean, you can tell people that I'm level 101 compared to you who are just like a peasants today with like level 5. You know, um, we are trying to design sort of that kind of social game potentially with Path Play, and hence sort of the rebranding to from Game Street to Path Play. But stay tuned for more details. We will launch soon with that. Any vacancies as PathDAO, Jensen? Thoughts?
I mean, the core contribution team today, I think we filled up most of the positions, but as we grow, there might be more. We'll let you guys know. But I think in the meantime, just be active, right, in the community, because as the community grow, right, there'll be more and more opportunities to be like, a leader in the community to actually help with events, organization, stuff like that. So, just be active, and when there's a need, we will pick the most contributing people up, right, to really help us be in a leadership position.
Yeah. I think Adam has a question on PathDAO Marketplace, question mark. So for us, my personal point of view is that Marketplace, NFT Marketplace, obviously is where the money is because you can take a cut of all the transactions. But it's a very tough and competitive space. Obviously today the industry leader is OpenSea. They started in 2018. When there are like probably two NFTs in the whole world, right? And so they are who they are today because they were really early, and with front of mind coming to as the most important factor in marketplace, it's extremely hard to uproot them. Um, Even people like Justin Khan, who's building Fractal, you have Magic Eden or Solana. One of our very close friends, Merit Circle, is also doing their marketplace. Pretty much everyone is doing marketplace, right? And you also have like LooksRare, SudoSwap, stuff like that. So very tricky, honestly, very tricky, right? Our point of view is that we want to focus on building stuff that our community, people like you, would actually enjoy using first. In this case, the questing. And if turns out that the Path Nation grows big enough to actually require our own marketplace, yes, let's do it, right? Because technically speaking, like it's actually really easy to pull it off. The question is about distribution. Okay. When Path,
He decks at 10:28. How much will you sell PathDAO? So PathDAO belongs to all of us. It's a DAO. It's unlikely. So I'm not sure how do you sell a DAO, but yeah, no man. Like this is a nation, man. You don't sell nations. You build nations.
we don't sell, but we sell our heart and soul to PathDAO, to build this. So I hope you can feel it. I hope. When Philip, sorry, so guys had these questions of when Path go Philippines. Answer
You know,
this question.
I think there's two parts to this, right? So one, I think we we actually are. I mean, it's probably just one part, but if you guys are winning competitions, right, and if you guys are pushing the leaderboard, and when there's an opportunity for you guys to go, international competitively, um, we actually will fly you guys around, right? So I think like there's an XZ conference in Barcelona coming up soon. We're effectively flying our XZ Pro team down there, right, to meet them in person, and also to just fight for the massive prize pool that these games have, right? So yeah, so push hard. You guys get to move around to competitions, with the team here. So yeah, that's that's my a big answer to that. Merch, path tokens for merch. Yeah, so that part, we're actually trying to create something really, really cool, right? Like, I think some of the thoughts that came up even this week was like, how can we create a merch that really give you guys like prestige, right? Um, I think that's definitely in the play. Right now we've already created, but there's a locality thing, right? Because you guys are all around Southeast Asia. Some of you guys are in Philippines, in Asia. Some of you guys are actually even in all the way in Colombia, right, and South America. So there's a bit of a logistical uh, point of view that we're still trying to solve. But I think right now what we have done was we've managed to secure a really good quality merchandising like manufacturer, right? So that part we've already done. Now is getting designs and the print, and we're trying to figure out logistics, right? How we can get it to you in your hands of you guys, without too much of a shipping cost or impact. But yeah, so we'll design that into the new Path Play reward system. So
Yeah. I think Sir Cheese PathDAO, our very good friend, has a good question on, we need more elaboration on the fun aspect of this social game. To be honest, today, if you look at the quests that we have on Game Street, it's good, but is rather limited, right? There are only a few of them. What we want to do, again, require more planning, is actually to put in more quests that are more fun. For example, create content, right? Create art for certain games for our game partners, or for example, follow certain content creators, um, or even like look for friends to play certain games, right? It could be Web2 games, it could be Web3 games. And so by doing sort of a wider range of quests on Game Street or Path Play in this case, we hope to then bring more fun element to the platforming. And so stay tuned. And like as usual, like as a DAO, we really welcome any ideas. So feel free to just ping any of the community members or the core team, and we would love to listen to you. Do you have other future use of Path in mind? So actually, this is kind of sort of related to what we are trying to think with Path Play, right? Because like a typical MMORPG, you complete certain quests, you will get like loot boxes, and then within those loot boxes, you might get very good prices or like the normal prices. And Path tokens could be the reward from these loot boxes. That's one. Second is that, in certain cases, some of the quests are maybe too hard for you. So, for example, if one quest is about, create an art for a game and you are not an artist, you say, you know what? I want the XPs, but I don't really want to do the quest. You can actually skip the quest by paying Path tokens, for example. So that will be another utility of Path. Obviously, as we design, we will try to incorporate more and more Path utilities to it, and more importantly, reward our community members with Path tokens who really contribute to the nation. And so everything is still in design phase, but yeah.
AMA for the Spanish-speaking community. I mean, we should actually, because we realized that our Spanish-speaking community has been growing. So maybe Chris, I'm not sure how good is Chris with his Spanish, but
Learning is learning.
I think he can do it. So yeah, actually, honestly, let's do that, right? Hidex, I don't know, man. I 1 billion and 1 Path tokens. It's more than our token supply. Yeah. JC Discord on the source of GSXP. Yeah. So actually, we are revamping the entire questing and EXP system. So that one, it would we have to reconsider like how the new questing system for Path Play would look like. So that one we will let you guys know. Right now it's a bit still fluid and in design. But yeah, we hear you because effectively, yeah, you want to maintain your silver rank or you want to push up to platinum, right? So yeah, we understand. Yes, sir. Pantheons versus Sages. I don't know, Gaius. We should host more of these. I'm available some nights, so happy to feed you guys in your Valorant games. Wiki, however, is not really a gamer. Like he doesn't play Valorant, so he would.
I
He would
tried, though, I tried. It's a bit hard. The mouse sensitivity is a bit tricky for me. It's the utility. So Johan Oren has a question around what's the utility of tickets on Game Street, and will there be more rewards other than Path tokens and Valor points? 100%. 100%. As we upgrade, for example, what if, Johan, right? If you use one ticket to enter a lucky draw and you stand a chance to win a CryptoPunk. Just an example, right? Or a base. It's probably too expensive.
you can win.
An example. I mean, like we can be super creative with these things. For example, the ticket you could get like a nitro boost on the Discord. You can get more EXP points. You can get Path tokens. You can get some Valorant points. You can get even like a flight ticket to Exicon in Barcelona. Who knows, right? I mean, yeah, the limit is the sky. So
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
Right.
Jensen,
Okay.
sorry.
So while you guys are still chatting, just want to release the second secret code. It is what is it actually? It
Nation.
Nation. Exactly. It's nation. Sure. Second secret code is nation. Johan, how many sages are in total? I think the exact number is 29. So about 30 people.
Yeah, I mean, as long as like they are the core team, they are considered a sage. But sometimes like they are not active on Discord, so like we don't make it we don't make them a sage. So it depends. Just go to our white paper. It's PathDAO. Is it? Let me just share the link a bit.
Yes.
You should
Fully docs
really
team.
better see them.
So, I mean, the gambling game, honestly, right? People have been gambling with puff tokens a lot. The internet team is doing it. It's happening. Um, the problem about doing it on Discord is that it might get our Discord banned. So it happened to a few. It happened to a few communities where they did like gambling elements, and then the whole Discord got dissolved. So maybe I don't know if you guys are keen, we can maybe host it on our portal or something. But yeah, we'll see if we can explore the idea. Gambling actually makes sense, right? Wagering, it's like Azure. Is it Azure protocol? But you wager with Puff.
Yeah, it's one of our portfolio company, by the way, Azure. So Don Johnson, our Sir Don Johnson, the legend, is asking, when I am doing a food sharing EMA puff cooking channel. Honestly, like I'm not the chef. Most of the food that I share is actually cooked by my wife. Um, that's a bit tricky. What I can do though is, I mean, no, I don't think anyone here is like interested in food. So unless tell us in the comments if you are keen, we can see how we can do it. If more than 10 people say yes, then maybe we can consider.
Will Puff collaborate with game devs in the future to develop games? So on this part, right, I think just now I've showed one of the pillars that we are building out is the publisher pillar, right? I think the idea is that our strength does not lie in the creation of games. Our strength lies in the distribution of games. So how can we get those games in the hands of gamers like you, right? So that's what the publisher platform is aiming to do. So we will collaborate with more and more game devs to really bring users onto that platform, right? And that would be a cash flow business, right? Because games will pay us money, or we take a cut of the revenue generated in game, right? So that's how a publisher platform works.
Yep. Actually, Mark has a very good point around more mini games in Pathway where we can spend the Path tokens. I know it's not a question, but just want to call it out that really good idea. Big thanks for the suggestion. We will definitely take that into consideration.
Path tour. That's actually a very good point, yeah, John. Like getting getting some kind of behind the scenes footage, right, of what happens behind the scenes, who we are. Actually, let's. I mean, Amy is one of our key marketing lead. Chris as well, and we also have another guy that's helping us to build content. I think let's we would we would take note of this. I think it's something that we should push on. I think it gives a lot of visibility, right, on how we are like behind the cameras, behind the screens. Yeah, we'll
Yep.
do that.
Virtual Path to actually, yeah. Dude, the next town hall we should just do it in the office, and then like, I can literally just carry my laptop around and show everyone our office.
That's a good point. Yeah, we should. But the timing will be a bit more in the daytime, so hopefully you guys can tune in.
Because
Maybe a 5 p.m. p.m. GMT +8. We could.
yeah, we can do a vlog. MLBB. So guys, please organize some MLBBs. Intense.
Right. Cool. So I think you know, I mean 45 minutes in, we've given you guys a bit of a flavor. I mean quite a deep flavor in terms of what has happened, some of the key strategic directions that we are taking as a DAO as a whole. So I mean our channels are always open. DM us on Discord. I mean, you can even talk in the Discord channels as well. Drop ideas. Again, remember, I think our call to action for you folks, as one of the earlier citizens, right, of this nation that we are building, really think of how we can grow, right? How you can contribute to really help us grow this nation together. Yeah. So looking forward to those discussions. Looking forward to those DMs, right? Okay. So I think thank you guys for tuning in, and to the guys who are also tuning in, on the recording. Peace out, and stay cool.
PathDAO, PathDAO. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Right.
Ciao.